Hey everyone, Squee913 here, along with my advisor of waddling ducks. I have from left to right, Annex,
Hello!
my agent duck, Tripap,
Hi.
my construction duck, Cineleth,
Hello.
my advisor of strategy duck, and the Duke,
Hello.
my jack of all trades duck.
Who also happens to be a robot.
That too.
I am a Swiss Army knife duck. Duckworm.
And of course me, the king duck. So we're doing things a little differently now. We've decided to it would be better as a team to, like, one night we're gonna sit down and watch everything, and then the next night we will tonight obviously we'll go over the strategies and plans and stuff. And that's tonight. So first things first. Thoughts on the session overall?
Good job.
Yeah. Considering what happened, I think we came out in a pretty favorable position.
I mean, they lost almost two armies to our
Yeah.
kind of one.
To our 1.5 armies, I guess.
Ish.
No, I did the
Well-
math. They lost about an extra stack compared to us. About 2,000 something extra.
Awesome. That's good.
Yay.
And to be quite honest, I'm fairly certain they didn't have the numbers we had to begin with.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
what's its face? Issei back there looks like it still has pretty much nothing.
Yep, as I said the other day, if they really only have two options, they either push and hold Yamato, and we crush them there, or they pull back and they give us back Yamato. It's really their two options. At least as I see it. But who knows, they could have something crazy up their sleeves.
Okay, so...
Godzilla.
Godzilla!
We
Godzilla!
were thinking about this last night. Oh, no. Oh, Godzilla. Oh, Godzilla.
Oh, Godzilla, Godzilla,
Godzilla.
Godzilla.
Oh, Godzilla.
All right. We were thinking, right, like what Annex was saying, that their moves are going to be one of three moves. We're hoping. It's A. Now this is assuming they have about the numbers we think they do, and they don't have some mysterious army somewhere. A. They're going to commit completely and try and hold Yamato. B. They're going to pull back, give us back Yamato, and shore up their defenses. Or C. They're going to try to do both, which would be a really bad option, because the simple truth is, right now they only have enough men to protect Yamato or Issei, not both.
I think they're gonna try and protect Yamato, because I think really they're gonna have to roll the dice and hope that they can protect Yamato, because it's better than just giving it up, because either way we're gonna have to fight a siege.
It's true. I mean, the simple truth is, if they could keep Yamato, it's very tempting. It's a foot in our doorway. It's past the choke point. They control the choke point right now.
Well, do we know what level the settlement that they would fall back to is?
A fortress.
Yeah, they're both fortresses, so
I was thinking maybe Yamato may have been stronger, so...
No.
if I were them personally, I'd try and hold Yamato.
Well, if I were them and I saw that army coming towards me, I'd probably back up.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
because
but what's the
I'm kind of
difference?
curious,
What's the
if they try and hold Yamato, we can do a couple of things. We could actually do this. Instead of trying to siege Yamato, we could try and go around Yamato and draw them out.
We could do that.
Instead of sieging Yamato, we could try and send our massive army around to the side, forcing them to try and block us off. If they're going to block us off, they're going to have to try and block us off so that they can hit us with the field army and the people in Yamato. And I think that would be better for us than trying to siege them out.
Here's one thing. We have to have at least one stack sieging Yamato, else they could recruit there, which we don't want happening.
Right, that's definitely true. Yeah, we can just put one stack there to siege it, and then try and march the other stack around it.
Yeah, and eventually they'll probably sally out, but I think we can win a land battle like that.
Well, no, not even eventually. I mean, I'm thinking you can walk around it just like they tried to walk around us. We siege them with a stack, and then we take our other stack and a half and try and walk around them, and either one or two things happen. They come out and try and stop us, or they move another army up and try and stop us with the combined might. But either way, they sally out. Or they don't, and they let us march right into their territory and take their fortress.
Yep.
Well, this is assuming they stay in Yamato.
Right. This is, of course, assuming they stay in Yamato. But either way, I think that might be worth a try because if we can avoid having to take on the bulk of their forces in the fortress, I would love to.
Yep.
I would much rather fight a... And not only that, not only would we be fighting a land battle, we would be fighting a defensive land battle.
Yep.
Maybe an attacking land battle. But either way, attacking or defending, I'd rather a land battle than a siege battle.
Yep. That's for sure. Because, siege battle gives them a huge advantage.
And then we could take out a bulk of their forces and then mop up whatever's left in Yamato. That would be the ideal way to do it. Now, let's assume that they... now, that's if they commit everything to Yamato. Let's say they pull back. What do we do then?
I was thinking since we have 3 armies that we're going to use in the invasion behind their lines, maybe we can detach one of them to go at, there's kind of a bay area back there where they would retreat to, I think.
Well, see, here's the thing.
I'd have to...
We were thinking about that. We could even use the whole force to try and hit them from behind. And here's the thing we haven't quite decided yet. Let's say we do that. Let's say we divert forces from 26 to hit them from behind. At best, what do we accomplish? We might take their fortress over there. And we might take 1 or 2 provinces on 26. Or we let what forces we have in front deal with what's going on there and hit them with our full force on 26, and we could...
We have nearly 3 stacks on the southern front line, and they have,
maybe
hardly
2.
1.
Maybe 2.
Fresh troops would help to reinforce us.
I'm going to say 1.5 at best.
Yeah. Well, here's my thinking.
At least for the next couple of turns. I mean, they'll probably get more.
We could trick them into thinking that was our kind of attack behind their lines, so they wouldn't be as prepared for an attack on 26.
That is true. The only problem is, if we're going to attack 26, we need to commit enough troops to it to do some serious damage.
I think 2 stacks would be enough.
We don't have 2 stacks.
I thought you said we had 3.
The thing about the attack on 26 is that we need both of those stacks. We've already diverted 1 off the island to the front lines to help with that. Now, for the plan to really work and actually take 5 territories very quickly, is to have a very, very large force, because they're going to be probably building units in those territories the second we land.
Right, we have 3 ships, but none of those ships have a full stack entirely. We have 37 units, which is about 2 stacks. Just under 2 stacks. And I'm worried if we divert anything from those 37 units, we're not going to have enough to complete our objective on 26.
No, I wouldn't divert those.
We've already diverted. We were going to have 3 stacks, but we already diverted one of those to the front
we diverted
lines.
the one, which I think was a sound call.
Okay.
But since we have 3 stacks in the south, I say push, because we can.
Well, let's see. I mean, we may even push them out of Yamato and find out that they have reinforcements up in their fortress.
Yeah, well, obviously,
but the good news about this is whether they're going to commit to Yamato or pull back or not, they've lost a lot of forces up on that front, and they know we outnumber them. They're going to be sending everything they can to the front lines, leaving 26 even more exposed.
Also, we have 1.5 stacks in the north, I believe. If they divert troops from their north, we could also hit them up there. But we do want to be wary of not trying to hit too many places at once, because that could be a bad idea.
We don't want to try and do too many things at once, unlike an opponent we know.
Oh, rebel.
So, yeah, we were analyzing our battles yesterday, and we were realizing that a lot of it was Rebel trying to do 100 things at once, and forgetting about stuff. Like, I don't know, a unit just getting pelted by an archery tower.
I don't think he plays StarCraft that often.
No.
So, okay, so if they take Yamato, we try and draw them out. We try and Sinalith, I'll leave the details to you, of course. We try and walk around them and draw them to us. Worst comes to worst, we siege them out. Now, I'm assuming we're going to want to assault it and not actually sit there for 6 turns trying to starve them out.
Yep.
No.
because that would give them every turn we delay is turns for them to draw up reinforcements. And let's be honest, folks, we don't have reinforcements really.
Nope, we don't.
We can build.
We have
some.
we have the advantage of having a lot of numbers now, so I think we should use them as quickly as possible.
The thing is, I mean, of course, we can build reinforcements, but we don't know what they have. So,
yeah.
So we assault it. If they pull back to Issei, what do we do? Let's say they pull everything back to Issei. That's going to leave Issei with at least a stack defending it. That is a really tough nut to crack. Even with the 2.5 stacks we have, we might take it, but the losses we would sustain would almost ensure we couldn't keep it.
Did they bring their army down from Iga?
Not that I know of.
Do they have an army, Ego?
Then we could just go back to... I'm assuming that they had an army garrisoning it. But if they pulled back, then we could just turtle again and go back to our plan with 26, because that doesn't stop us.
I agree. Okay, here's my thinking, and let's get some insight on this from you guys. If they pull back, we look at what's guarding Issei. If there's nothing guarding Issei, well, actually, if they pull back, there will definitely be something guarding Issei.
Yeah.
We look at what's guarding Issei. If it's close to a full stack, at least, we don't attack, because my fear would be we'll take it, we won't be able to hold it. And we'll basically, in the end, because if you can't hold it, in the end, all you did was expend a bunch of resources.
Yeah, and that's basically what they just did with Yamato.
Yep.
And we don't want to repeat their mistake.
And it would be great for us to sit there while they expended all these resources for nothing. We didn't, and while they're trying to rebuild, we're just getting stronger.
Yeah. Also, still hitting them in 26. I mean, I think that's I think that's really going to help us, because that is just going to impede all of their stratagems, pretty much.
So
you know what I mean?
So here's
especially since we're going to be doing it at the beginning of a session,
right?
Because you had mentioned this, that it's better to do it at the beginning of a session than at the end of a session.
Well, it looks like actually we're going to be hitting it about halfway through the session. At the earliest, it's going to be 3 turns. However, that still gives us 3 turns to wreak havoc.
Yep.
And I'm worried to delay.
And they still don't have a chance to talk about it until 3 turns after we've landed.
Right. And the thing is that I'm worried about delaying a whole nother session. If we wait too long to hit 26, it will be for nothing.
No, I'd say we have to hit it in the next session.
So we hit 26. We do our best. Also, Cinelith and I are also talking about getting half a stack, maybe nothing huge, but enough to look like a sizable force. And a few turns after we hit 26, also hit north. Doesn't really matter where. Somewhere on the north.
That.
So we can basically, the idea is to confuse them. They have no idea where we're going. Are we trying to invade the north and the south? How many troops do we have? What are we doing with it? The idea is to get them to try and figure out what the hell's going on.
Yeah, I was actually going to suggest that, and I think 45, which is Sato, there's a gold mine on there, kind of like how we're doing in 26.
Mm-hmm.
We can kind of try to do the 2-pronged assault, both at their gold mine.
That one's on their mainland, right? Because I know there's also a gold mine on their island, but the island.
Well, yeah, that one's actually the island one.
Oh, that's the thing. We shouldn't hit that one, because if we hit the island, that's not the prelude to an assault. That's just us trying to take that island. We want them to think we're trying to push into their territory.
All right.
Because I considered the exact same thing you did. I don't think that would generate the same kind of fear as hitting their mainland would.
All right, how about Echigo, which is 9?
I think that would be nice. Something that's just behind their lines that we can strike quickly.
I would say 41 or 9, depending on their naval power.
Yeah, those were the 2 I was thinking of.
Because they seem to be about even with us in naval power.
And it wouldn't have to be big. It could be maybe half a stack of Ashigaru, just enough to take that province and hold it for a few turns, just enough for them to think, oh, this is the start of an invasion force. They're trying
possibly
to
divert more troops. If we have them trying to split troops between 3 different areas, then they're going to open up a lot of weak spots.
Exactly. And what they can do is, you know what, even more so, if we hit a territory that's not really a financial gain for us, it's even going to make them think even more that we're trying to get a foothold for an invasion, because otherwise why would we attack that province?
9 doesn't really have a gain for us.
Yeah, it has a Buddhist temple, I think.
Yeah.
No, it has a naval tradition.
Oh.
So that'll make them think even more. This is an invasion. Otherwise, why would they hit this target?
And 41 literally has nothing.
And then, of course, we just raise it to the ground and and then let them take it. The only other thing we have to be prepared for is I could see a retaliation of this or a response to this being they plan to try and hit this area. Let's try and take out their northern navy. If they don't have a navy, they can't do it. So we should expect a push from their navy.
Mm-hmm.
Our southern navy, unless they've got a golden egg somewhere I don't know about, our southern navy far outclasses their southern navy, but our northern navies are more equal.
I say we should probably spend some money on our northern navy next session.
I agree.
Yeah. Well, what is our financial situation?
Our financial situation, let me pull up our pictures. By the way, if anyone needs a picture of anything, get it to me before tomorrow. Rebel and I are going to try and open up the game so that we can take some screenshots.
Awesome.
So if you need a picture of anything whatsoever, send it to me, let me know, and say, hey, I could really use a picture of this province with these troops, etc., etc.
Also, what are we going to do about the fact that their agents extremely outclass ours?
That's a very good question. The only thing that now, as far as getting new agents, I leave that completely in your hands. I'm not a big strategist on that. I would say the only way what we need to do for now for damage control is move as many troops as we can by water. In other words, instead of marching those guys up the coast like we were doing, we need to load them up on boats and move them on the ocean so that they can't see what we're doing. And B, we could use this to our advantage a little bit by causing a bit of chaos. In other words, move troops that we wouldn't normally move anywhere to places just so that they can sit there and go, why the hell are they moving troops there?
Another thing that is to be considered is, right now, I'm not sure exactly how many agents we have, but I know that we don't have very many. Mm-hmm. So there are pretty much two things we can do here. We can either wait to build more troops until we have buildings built that can make higher level agents, or we can just make a bunch of throwaway agents that are, level 1 and try and distract their higher level agents.
The problem with that is it's going to give them experience.
Well, my argument is, they're going to be doing missions sabotaging our armies and sabotaging
that's a good point.
Our towns anyways. They're going to be doing, it's not going to give them any extra XP. The only downfall is it's going to cost us money to build those agents.
All right.
But that's up to the advisor of construction.
All right, right now our financial situation is we have 13,786 in the treasury, and we're making about 5,400 a turn. So not bad as far as the treasury is concerned, especially since we just lost about 2,600 men. I mean, about 3,600 men, something like that. So we have the money to get agents and to build some stuff here and there. We also probably need to be worried about making more troops too, in case this isn't the end of that assault.
Yeah, I was actually kind of planning that. That's why I want to see what our finances were, because I was going to try to train and make new units.
And of course, I'll leave that in your hands. So is everyone on board? We should try and work up a plan to try and hit their northern shore by the end of next session.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. The best thing to do,
and hit their southern shore.
Right. The best thing to do would be to hit their northern shore on the last turn, so that we don't have because if we hit it with 3 turns left and then just sit there, they're gonna wonder. Yeah. If we hit it in the last session, they're not gonna know what we're intending to do with that army, because we haven't had time to do anything yet.
And that's actually a good thing, because it's interesting. This is actually really interesting. Is in the south where we're actually making a push, we are hoping to do it, and hopefully they don't catch on to this.
Right.
We're gonna do it at the beginning middle of a session. And then in the north, we're going to do it at the end of a session. So I'm not sure if they'll catch on to that.
I don't think they will.
I don't think they will, but I think it's really interesting because with the north, we're actually leaving them to stew and wonder about it.
Exactly.
And it's sort of a psychological thing.
Actually, and also by dividing it up by a few turns instead of hitting it all at once, the idea is we're pushing back their front. Then we're hitting them from the south. Oh, crap, we got to deal with the south. We got to deal with the south. And then we're hitting them from the north. What? They're hitting us from the north, too? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
So the idea is to, instead of shock and awe at once, shock and awe every few turns so that it's like surprise after surprise after surprise.
Yeah.
And then hopefully, God, I really want to listen to their next war council.
I can't wait to go back and
I want to
watch
listen to
them.
this war council. I want to see what they think about how things went on the
Yeah.
front.
Oh, I can't wait. I mean, I know we say this every session, but I cannot wait to go back and watch their side once this is done.
I know.
It's gonna be so amazing.
We're either gonna be geniuses or absolute idiots.
Please,
Or like I've
geniuses.
said, I believe we will it most likely will be a combination of both.
Please let us be geniuses.
Exactly.
Okay. Any other things? People? Any things we need to bring up? Obviously, their agents are a problem. Annex Trip app. Let's work on that. Let's see what we can do to get the better agents out. I have no idea how they're pumping out these level 3 agents, but we need to match them. There's no way we're going to be able to win this agent fight when we're pumping out level 1s.
Yep. Well, we
Well-
do have the buildings to do it. I mean, we have a ninja building in 32 and a Mitsuke building in 49, and once we take back Yamato, there's a monk building there as well.
The bright side
So-
is we have 2 monks hitting 26, and all their agents should be up front. So those monks should be fairly unharassed.
We have monks hitting. They're on the boats.
We have 2 monks on the boats. I wanted to divert them to the front lines, but they were already far south on the boats. And now that I think about it, considering the level of agents they have on the front, it'd almost be like sending lambs to a slaughter. This
Yeah.
way, they can actually affect and help us take these towns.
Well, that could be another strategy we could use with our agents. Is we could just load them up on boats rather than sacrificing them. We could load them up on boats and try and cause havoc
You know
behind their
what?
lines. So they have to send their agents back.
Yeah, wouldn't
to
that be
deal
kind of
with our
neat?
guys.
It's like we already know that we
And
can't
by the
stop their
time-
agents.
By the time they get back, our guys will be equal level to theirs.
We
because
are,
they'll have done
we
enough
already know
missions.
we can't stop their agents from doing what they want in our territory. We almost
Hmm.
might as well fight fire with fire and do what we want with their territory and force
Yeah.
them to come to us.
I'd say if you can, put agents on the fleet going north.
Hmm.
If you can, put a couple more on the fleet going south.
The fleet going south is already point of no
Okay.
return.
Okay, then put some on the fleet going north, as many as you can. That way we can get more agents behind our lines. And if we hit them in 9, then we can move them throughout and move them to other provinces and
'Cause
have them doing missions.
That is true. We won't be as effective as theirs are, but you know, if they have no agents there, level 1 can't be killed.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
all right, well, that's better than doing nothing, I suppose, or just letting more lambs
I mean,
to slaughter.
because as I look at it right now, no, either way, they're gonna have free reign over our
Right.
territory with their agents for at least 1 or 2 more sessions before we can get anything out that could actually stop them.
Right, and might as well have free reign on their territory as well.
Mm-hmm. Because
Alright.
they have almost all the. I'll have to look, but I think they have most of their agents on our front line.
I think so.
'Cause- yeah.
Okay, so anything else, guys?
Well, what do we think they're gonna do? I guess. Kind of planning for worst
honestly,
case scenario.
other than the southern front, which we've already talked about a lot, I think the northern front they're going to turtle. I don't think they have the forces to try anything on the northern front. I just don't think they have the ability, the strength, and especially after the losses they took in the south, they're not going to try unless they're really not smart. They're not going to try and do too much at once. Yeah, I know. They might try a push in the Northern Navy because it looks like we're about even there, and they've got better ships than we do, and they don't know we have fire arrows yet.
Okay. That's
So-
I
good.
think they're gonna try and sweep the coast with the Northern Navy, probably run away with the Southern Navy, probably take Yamato and keep Yamato with their stack, and then cry when 26 hits.
I'm hoping for crying in the fetal position in the corner while sucking their thumbs. That would be nice.
That's 26 is a job.
Oh right, sorry, I forgot about that. Laps.
This should be a fun session. We hope.
Yeah, we hope.
So
Our counter attack to theirs.
guys, get me anything you need pictures of, and I mean anything. Send me a list of like detailed. I need a picture of this province, what we have there as far as military units, or I need a picture of this where you know what I mean. And then tomorrow I will try and get you those pictures. And that's
Awesome.
a much better idea than me taking 80 pictures.
Yeah. Yeah.
All the JPEGs.
I'm not going to do that every week and upload 80 pictures to PhotoBucket. That is just way too much.
Yep.
Other than that, anything else before we end the session?
Not that I can think of.
I don't. Nothing.
Alrighty, gentlemen. Then, well, Duke and I will meet them on the field again this weekend.
Yep.
Let's see how it goes. Hopefully, everyone. This is the eve of the invasion of 26.
Yep. Operation. What we need a name for the operation.
Operation Ugly Duckling.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Work. Operation Op-Ug Duck.
Op-Ug.
Op-Ug Duck.
We're on the eve of Op Ug Duck.
Oh no, wait, are we cavemen now?
They will call it D-Day, aka Duck Day.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
It's
Operation
a naval invasion, it's Operation D-Day.
Operation Duck Day. Brilliant. We'll save Ugly Duckling for another operation.
Yeah, maybe that can be in the north because
Yeah.
it's not. It's a fake.
Operation Duck Day. Oh, is there some? Oh yeah, because Ugly Duckling was a fake, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
a swan. That bastard. All
So
right.
we've got
Need
two
more duck
operations
puns.
now. Two operations. We've got Operation Duck Day and Operation Ugly Duckling
We need more duck
in the
puns.
works.
Yeah, we're gonna have to find
Yes.
more duck names.
Mighty Ducks. I don't know.
We'll think about it. There's a lot of stuff you can play with. There's like Darkwing Duck. There's
Yeah.
tons of
Pigeon
things.
Sweep or something.
So, all right, guys. Then take care. We'll see you guys later. Woo!
Yep.
Yeah.
Bye.
Hey.